Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy, and for today I wanted to talk to you guys about something that I haven't spoken about in like 5 or 6 months, and that's actually CTP reforging. Because when this thing first came out, as you guys know, I was completely against this system, and even now I'm still not for it because I still think it is far in a way a very like pay to win kind of system. To be honest, if you look at this, like, sure, the eggs are not very good, but just sacrificing a CTP of regeneration to possibly make your other CTP of regeneration better is not very appealing, especially if you are free to play or you're like a small spender. You spend like less than $100 on the game per month, right? This system is not something that you're going to be able to participate in like for a very long time, in my opinion. Sure, you might be able to like sacrifice one of your regen like here or there, but you're not going to get much more value out of it if you only end up having like one brilliant CTP of regeneration after you've sacrificed like 20 others. Right now, the reason I want to talk about this is because there's a chance up. I just want to let you guys know, if you're out there big willing, you can go ahead and you can boost your other CTPs by sacrificing more CTPs. But for me, even though I spend hundreds of dollars on the game every single month when it's in a good state, I still think I am like 6 months away from being able to reforge my first CTP. I honestly still think I'm that far behind. So for some of you guys who are free to play, you're like 2 years away from being able to participate in this system. And if you are like a low spender, I would say you're still like a year out. You feel me? So I would like to see them address this just a little bit more. Now, let me say this. They have done an amazing job with this update. They've made it so that you can get CTPs from dispatch missions, from leveling up. As you can see, I'm at level 29 right now. I still have not gotten a CTP from here, right? You can also get CTPs from just running the missions themselves. You can also get CTPs from store. Let me just show you guys really quickly in case you guys don't know, right? You can get CTPs from just running the missions themselves. I posted a picture on the community section yesterday. If you go all the way over, eventually you will see them, but they're in here. Just as hard to get as they are to get to. Like, so yeah, you can see you can get CTPs from here. You can get the CTP from the check-in event. You can get CTP from the token shop. You can get CTPs from story mode now. Like, there's lots of different ways in the game now to get more CTPs, but I still think this system, if you are like a low spender, you are far away from being able to participate in this whole CTP reforging system. And to be honest with you, it's not really something you need to participate in, because you can clear all the content in the game without ever reforging a CTP. You won't get to the highest levels in World Boss Legend, that's for sure. You won't get the highest scores in ABX, that is for sure. Your characters won't be the tankiest in PvP, that is for sure. But at the very least, I can say with 100% certainty, you can clear all the PvE content at a very high level without ever reforging a CTP. Or at least all the content that is currently in the game. Let me be specific. However, I had an idea yesterday while I was at work, so I wanted to share it with you guys, and hopefully somebody from the Future Fight dev team sees this video and maybe thinks about adding this feature into the game. I think it would be really cool. So if you guys like this feature, drop a like on the video. Hopefully we get enough likes to help these guys make a decision, because I have seen people mention this before. So I'm not gonna say this is like 100% my creation, right? I basically just thought about how this system could work, and I wanted to basically detail it for you guys, right? So since we have custom gear reforging, where you sacrifice one CTP of the same type and then multiple other CTPs, right, of a different type, it doesn't really matter which one. And right now we have a chance up so you can get a CTP reforged, or you can possibly get like a mighty or a brilliant at a 21%, which is actually really good compared to the 7% that is usually at. But still, I think I'm far away from being able to participate in that. I would like to see them do something similar for custom gears, Obelisk. Like, I see no reason why they shouldn't allow this feature for Obelisk, right? Because a lot of times when we gamble in this game, we go in the game right here, we go over to the dimension shop, we go gamble on this chest, you do 10 pulls, and you walk away with 1 CTP and a whole ton of freaking 5-star obelisk, 4-star obelisk, 3-star obelisk, right? 2-star and 1-star obelisk. By the way, let me just say this while I'm here. Future Fight Team, you absolutely need to remove 1 and 2-star obelisk from the dimension chest. I feel like that's insulting, right? Spending crystals to get 1 and 2-star obelisk, that should not be a thing. It should be very similar to the cards, where when you gamble for cards, you only get 3-star and up. I think it should be the same for custom gear, 3-star and up, no lower than 3 stars for crystals. I personally think that should be like the bare minimum, my opinion, right? However, I would like to see them add custom gear reforging. Now, how this could work is completely up to them. They could make it so you could reforge a custom gear to make it almost as good as a CTP, or they could take it to the next level, which is what I'm hoping for, and make it so that when you reforge a custom gear, there is a 1 or 2% chance of that custom gear becoming a CTP. Yeah, I just said that. I'm hoping that they add a reforging system in the game for obelisk that basically evolves them into a CTP, because the CTPs are the direct descendants, right? They're definitely the next step in the evolutionary chain of the custom gear system, right? This came first, then this came after. And if you look at the custom gears and then you look at the CTPs, you can see where they basically took the base of the custom gears and then pushed them to the next level and created the CTPs. So it would be really nice if they added a reforging system, because if you gamble and spend a lot of money on the game, you're gonna get a whole heap of these custom gears. So even though this system, reforging custom gears or obelisk, could benefit free-to-plays, it would benefit whales even more. Because if you spend money on the game constantly gambling on chests, you could get a 1% chance of turning some of these trash obelisks into CTPs, and then you could use those other CTPs to reforge the CTPs, right? So I personally think a reforging system for custom gears would be very beneficial for everyone in the game, regardless of whether you are pay to play or free to play. It would give free to play players another opportunity, another way of getting CTPs, and it would give paying players some type of value out of getting shafted when they're constantly spending crystals on the dimension chest for custom gears. Now, how this could work is very, very simple. Like what CTPs you could get when you're reforging, I think it would be determined, or it could be determined based on the primary stat on the obelisk that you're working on. So let's say, for example, there was a reforging feature here for this immunity to guard break obelisk, right? So if you were to reforge this immunity to guard break obelisk, you would have a chance, like let's say I just do this right now, and that was the reforging feature. Let's say I was reforging this. Well, since the primary stat on this thing is immunity to guard break, if by some miracle, by some grace of God, I was able to reforge this immunity to guard break obelisk, and it became a CTP, it would then have like a 1% chance of turning into either a CTP of, let me just click out of that, a CTP of greed, since the primary stat on greed is immunity to guard break, or it could be a CTP of authority. I think this would be more likely, or it could be a CTP of regeneration. I think having the primary stat on the custom gear be one of the determining factors of what CTP you're possibly going to get when you're reforging a custom gear would be nice. I think authority and greed just makes the most sense because they start off with immunity to guard break. Another example would be like, let's say you were reforging an ignore dodge obelisk and that 1% actually landed on you getting a CTP. Well, the only CTP that starts off with ignore dodge as the primary stat would be an energy, right? So it would be really, really cool if you could reforge a regular custom gear and have a chance of getting a CTP, right? It's a 1% chance. So what's the likelihood of that happening? Probably never. But again, it would be a really, really cool system. Or maybe they could just make it so that the custom gear just gets a little bit better when you reforge it. So it's not as good as a CTP, but it's better than just a regular obelisk, right? They could definitely add the reforging system to custom gear. I think it would be really, really nice. And then another example is like, let's say for example, you have max HP as a base stat, right? Let me just go down here, like this one right here, max HP, dodge, invincibility. This is actually a decent obelisk for like Alliance Conquest or something. But let's say you reforge this. Well, reforging something with max HP, you could possibly get a CTP of Insight, since the CTP of Insight starts off with max HP. I think that would be cool. And then for example, if you were like reforging something with crit rate or dodge, there would be the possibility of you getting a CTP of rage from that, or you could end up getting like a CTP of patience, because patience also start off with dodge depending on which stat you're using, right? So like if the primary stat was dodge, then you have a chance of getting patience or rage, because both of them have dodge in the primary stat position. Or like let's say for example CTP of destruction, if you were reforging something with critical damage, you could have a chance of getting either an energy or a destruction, since they both have crit damage as a part of the primary stats. I think something like that for custom gear would be really nice. And like let's say you are reforging something with like an element. Judgment doesn't have like an elemental boost as the primary stat, but it is an elemental CTP. So like let's say you were reforging a fire damage obelisk, getting a CTP of judgment from that would actually be pretty damn nice. I feel like this reforging system could just be so beneficial if you could reforge custom gears, because it's so easy to get so many different custom gears. So because of that, I feel like people would have no problem sacrificing thousands of obelisks trying to get even one CTP. So I just wanted to put this out there, since I know the reforging system when it comes to CTP is not something that people are a fan of, but I feel like if they expanded upon it and made it so that you could reforge normal custom gears and have them evolve into CTPs, and from there you could then reforge your CTPs with other CTPs to make them into brilliant CTPs, I feel like that would make the system easier to digest for everyone, because you get hundreds of these mythic or extreme obelisk per week. So sacrificing even 100 or maybe even 1,000 over the course of like a month or two to get 1 or 2 extra CTPs would definitely be beneficial for everyone. I feel like the whales would benefit more, because they would get some more value out of spending their crystals when they gamble for CTPs. I feel like the free-to-plays would get some value when they run dimension missions. So overall, it's just beneficial for everyone. So just wanted to share my thoughts here really quickly with you guys. I know this might seem far-fetched, and some of you guys may say, oh, this is never gonna happen, they would never do this, da 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 da. But look at how good story mode has become. Look at how good the dispatch missions are in terms of being able to farm 6-star cards, farm premium cards, farm CTPs, and then when you level up, you have a chance of getting a CTP from the dispatch level up reward, which I've never gotten, but still, it's possible. Anything is possible. So I just wanted to shoot this out there in the universe, and hopefully somebody in the Future Fight development team sees this and then sees the reaction from the community, and possibly we can get something like this in the game. Even if it's not the ability to turn your custom gears into CTPs, being able to reforge these to make them as good as base CTPs would be very beneficial for new players, free-to-play players, low spenders, and anyone at all, right? Because I personally don't have 200 plus CTPs in my entire time playing the game, and the game is just gonna keep growing. We're gonna get more and more characters. So just thinking about the possibility of reforging a CTP for every single character that I have just makes my wallet sad. Anyways, man, I'll get you guys in the comments. Let me know what you think. I'm gone. Peace.